Honestly, if you've seen the trailers for Batman vs Superman, there's not much here to spoil. I'm Ryan, your host for The Toast, but let's jump right in and start with Holy Murder Batman. Batman straight up kills a lot of people, harkening back to the good old Michael Keaton days of subtle murder, only not that subtle. Seriously, watch Burton's Batman and Batman Returns. He straight up murders folks. I understand that they want to play up the moralities of justice between Batman and Superman, but honestly, I've been watching Daredevil Season 2, and Daredevil and Punisher do it much more efficiently. Speaking of bat fights, I gotta say the bat armor is impressive. Not the Superman battling armor, just his regular bat does. He gets shot in the head, point blank range, twice! With just a little, that made my ear ring, now I punch you. I don't care how much technology is in that frickin' cowl. I mean, 2 bullets point blank to the head, that's gonna leave you with a concussion. Although I do like the way knives and stuff are like clinking off of the Kevlar armor. I do like the fact that Batman can take a hit. And that fight itself was the best fight in the movie because he's so brutal and smashing people, and like the guy whose head just embeds in the ground. I mean, that's awesome. That's what I wanted to see out of this movie. That was literally my favorite part. And probably everyone else's. I mean, Batman was way more of a brawler in this film than a detective. I mean, his tactics were way off point. I mean, luring Doomsday back to Gotham City? Gotham. With millions of people in it. Just for his frickin' spear that he himself forgot. That's not the kind of thing you want to just leave lying around. Who knows who's going to come along and throw it in a puddle of water? Now, after the thousands of casualties in Man of Steel, this movie really does go out of its way over and over again to remind you that they're fighting in unpopulated areas this time. Oh, the city's deserted. Oh, they landed on Rikers. There's no civilians on that island. The docks are empty. No one's working the docks this late at night. It's the city. There are always people around. It's not even one city. It's 2 cities. Metropolis and Gotham are right next door to each other. You can literally see Gotham City from Lex Luthor's tower. It's like Manhattan and Jersey. There's always people around. There are going to be some casualties. You know, it's not like Doomsday is going to explode every 5 minutes. Shit. I am still completely confused on Lex Luthor's motivation. Kills Superman, but he wants Batman to do it, but he's also going to make like a giant killing machine out of Zod's body. That's another thing. How did, like, that ship really let him do everything with just a few fingerprints? You think the ship would be a little smarter than that? How did he even get access to that ship anyway? He made like a deal with the government guy for a glowing green rock and a jar of piss. Speaking of glowing green rocks, where did that kryptonite come from anyway? Like, what was that ruin? And if it's so rare, why did Batman just leave the kryptonite spear? I cannot get over this. I guess he just knew that Lois needed something to do while they were fighting ass-face. No, his face looks like a butt. And again, Doomsday, he keeps exploding. It's like he's on a timer for Must Level More City. Ding! Speaking of timers, every timer, clock, or gadget beeps or ticks in this movie. Seriously, twice trackers are used that beep really loudly. No wonder they're found! Cameos. Now, cameos are what this film was all about. I mean, they really made it a point to be like, oh, here are all the characters of the Justice League. Here's the files. Oh, here they are again. Oh, during the middle of the big fight, we'll cut to Wonder Woman actually looking at the files and watching the footage and teasers. Was that a mother box from Apocalypse that joined with Cyborg? Or was that too nerdy a reference? I'm glad they gave Aquaman a little hypersonic jet plume through the water, otherwise it was kind of a lame cameo. He was just kind of like, oh, hi, I'm in the water, John. Stab. The flash warning from the future was pretty cool, except I don't know if that was in a dream or a dream within a dream, so it did actually happen. I like to think it actually happened. Flash wasn't really that recognizable. He was like wearing the Injustice armor of Flash, but I mean, it can't not be the Flash. Speaking of cameos, I think we got a cameo of Man-Bat. Like, when he bursts out of the tomb in one of Bruce's dreams, I think the developers probably just playing Arkham Knight and were so freaked out every time Man-Bat did a little jump scare that they thought, you know what, let's put that in the movie. People aren't going to think of that. Of course, Wonder Woman, I can't really complain about anything about Wonder Woman. I did kind of dig her, and when she had her lasso over Doomsday, that was pretty kick-ass. I'm guessing there was something magical about her sword that could just cut through Doomsday. But I will say that if she didn't cut off Doomsday's hand, Superman might have survived, because she cut off his hand and all the bony spikes grew, and that's why he used to kill Superman. So, Wonder Woman, kind of your fault. Speaking of Superman dying, I mean, you know that the sun really brings him back and heals him up and everything, so putting him in the ground, putting him in the grave, is probably the worst possible thing for him to do his little regeneration thing. I like to think if you're going to bring Superman back to life, you take him down to Mexico, you stick him on a sunbed, just like Weekend at Bernie's, except this time it's Weekend at Kent's, and he's all like... Then the Hans Zimmer music kicks in. Too much of a setup? Well, this movie had too much of a setup. I mean, there was too many visions and dream sequences. It took way too much of the runtime. It's a shame, because I wanted to like this movie a lot more than I actually do. To be perfectly honest, I got bored. The movie got funnier and funnier, I gotta admit, because me and my friends started riffing on every little absurd piece of it. Seriously, when this supposed R-rated version comes out on Blu-ray, it's going to be a fun time because we're going to rip this movie apart and it's going to be hilarious. Unfortunately, that's the only value it has right now. I actually like this movie more when I started this video than I do now because as soon as you start talking about it, you just realize, wow, what a mess. I mean, I think they did put effort into it, but just in the wrong places. Their scope is too big. With a matchup like Batman vs Superman, and then the movie ignoring the two main characters in lieu of setting up future movie franchises, I think it's a classic case of a studio having too much reach. They're reaching too far. I'm going to reach too far now probably by asking you to check out some more of my videos by clicking away, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers!